Welcome back to Wired to Be Rich. Or if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the journey. I'm so glad you're here, whether you're catching every episode as I built this show or just jumping in now to see what it's all about. Your presence means everything to me, and I cannot wait to dive into today's topic. Let's get real for a second. How many times have you looked at your relationships, whether it's romantic, platonic, or professional, and thought, this just isn't it? You're not alone, and you're definitely not imagining things. If you've ever wondered why some people effortlessly attract incredible connections while others seem stuck in mediocrity, I have news for you. It's not luck they're experiencing, it's alignment. Today, we're diving into the messy, exhilarating, and sometimes shocking truth about what it really takes to attract high-value people and build abundance. Not just financially, but in every area of your life. This isn't a how-to checklist. It's a real, raw conversation about the breakthroughs and inner shifts that lead to true wealth and fulfillment. We're talking about wealth in your finances, your spiritual life, your friendships, and your opportunities. And yes, we're spilling all the tea because I am not a gatekeeper. So buckle up, because this episode will make you rethink everything, your energy, your standards, and how you even carry yourself in the most intimate parts of your life. It's not about being perfect. It's about being authentic. So if you're ready, we can jump right in. Before I dive into how I'm attracting high-value connections, let's rewind for a second. For those of you that are new here for the first time, I walked away from a lot this year and I really started stepping into my true calling. It was the year I chose me, and while it may look like I became this confident, magnetic boss overnight, let me assure you, it was far from instant and it did not come without imposter syndrome. Leaving so much behind wasn't easy. I doubted myself and questioned if I was making the right choices. But let me tell you, the hardest part of it all was the part where I had to face myself. No distractions, no excuses, just me. And when I did that, I realized I had been dimming my light for years. So slowly, I started turning it back on. And I did that by pouring energy into rediscovering who I was without the labels, the roles, or the attachments. Fast forward to today, I can honestly say that I am living a life that I used to literally pray for, and I'm not even done growing. I'm no longer seeking validation from anyone because I validate myself now. And let me tell you, when you reach that level of confidence, it's like you become a magnet for everything you've ever wanted. Wealth, opportunities, luxury, it all starts flowing in ways that will blow your mind. But here's the thing. When you're stepping into this level of alignment, you'll face resistance, sometimes from yourself, sometimes from others. People who aren't ready to grow with you or people that have different visions for you may fall away, and that's okay because you're not here to dim your light for anyone, nor were you given this amazing and beautiful life to conform to the comfortability of those around you. So let's talk about what it really takes to stay in this energy and attract the kind of abundance and connections that align with your higher self. Here's the part that no one talks about when it comes to connecting and mingling with high-value people. They will hold you to the same exact standards they hold themselves, period. There's this misconception that being around high-value individuals is all about luxury, fun, and excitement. And yes, that is part of it. But what doesn't get enough attention is the level of accountability that they expect from you. High-value people don't tolerate laziness, inconsistency, or excuses. They've built their entire lives around discipline and intentionality, and they're not going to accept anything less from the people that they choose to have around them. It's not about perfection, it's about effort. And if you're in their circle, they're going to push you to grow because they don't have time for mediocrity. And let's be real, that's not always comfortable, especially when you're not used to even pushing yourself. I personally have had many moments where I had to ask myself, am I really showing up the way that I need to? Because trust me, these people will notice if you're not. They'll call you out, not in a mean or condescending way, hopefully, but in a way that challenges you to rise to the occasion. And if you're not ready to be held accountable, you're not ready for this level of connection, and that's just the truth. Let me give you an example. There's a person, we'll call him Jay, whom I interact with regularly. He's successful, grounded, and everything you'd look for in a high-value connection. But let me tell you, being around Jay isn't all about charm and compliments. He holds me accountable for everything from how I manage my time to the habits I say I'm working on breaking. He calls me out saying things like, you know you're better than that, especially when I let self-doubt creep in or when I kind of revert back to my old ways. While it's not always easy to hear, it pushes me to level up in ways I never imagined. Being in the presence of someone like Jay isn't for the faint of heart, but it's worth it if you're ready to grow. And speaking of accountability, let me share another story. One of my closest male friends, we'll call him R, helped me stop smoking. I'm so grateful for him. He didn't just tell me to quit, he helped me through the process. And every time I felt tempted, he reminded me of the person I said I wanted to become. He holds me accountable in ways that are both firm and compassionate. And through his influence and connections, I've had the opportunity to connect with people in the philanthropy world via LinkedIn and on my social channels. These people are teaching me more about the power of giving and being a more active human in society. These connections are inspiring me to slowly explore and learn about diving into philanthropy. And does regular check-ins with me to ensure that my goals stay aligned with my daily routine. And that ongoing support motivates me to keep striving for greatness. So for a quick second, I want you to stop and analyze your current circle of friends or family members. Are they holding you accountable? Are you holding them accountable? Are y'all all working towards being the best version of yourselves? Or are you stuck around people that's complacent, doing the same things every day and not getting anywhere? If so, you may need to have a realignment of how you choose to spend your time and who you choose to spend it with. On another note, let me tell you about someone I met recently who has shown me the true power of the energy that I radiate now. He's the kind of person who buys me things. Not because I have to ask or I have to do anything in return, but simply because he wants to. Whether it's paying for my nails, offering to cover my hair and my maintenance, or simply just sending me money to sponsor a girls' night, he does it effortlessly. And here's the kicker. It's not about transactional expectations. Men will give to you when they feel you are someone that they can benefit from. Not in a superficial way, but because your energy, your authenticity, and your presence inspires them. And the beauty of it all, you don't have to do anything in return except stay true to yourself and keep showing up as you. And that's the lesson. When you up-level your authenticity, it's like flipping a switch. You start attracting high-value connections, opportunities, and even gifts. Not because you're chasing them, but because of who you are and how you show up. The energy you exude naturally draws in people who want to contribute to your growth and success. It's a powerful reminder that being true to yourself and aligning with your highest version creates space for abundance to flow effortlessly into your life. As you raise your own standards, you naturally stop associating with things that no longer serve you. Whether it's bad habits, negative environments, or draining relationships, you learn to let them go because you see yourself and your time as too valuable to waste. You stop putting up with stuff that doesn't benefit you or align with your goals. And one of the most powerful lessons I've learned is how to walk away. High value people know that leaving what no longer serves them isn't a loss. It's making space for something greater. And that mindset is contagious. When you're surrounded by individuals who prioritize excellence and integrity, you start to embody those qualities yourself. It becomes easier to say no to mediocrity because you've experienced the fullness of what life has to offer when you align with your worth. And the best part is that once you stop settling, you start attracting. Walking away from things that drain you is like clearing a runway for your manifestations to land. You begin to trust that what's meant for you will find you because it always does. Choosing yourself is the ultimate game changer. And when you finally say that you're done settling, the entire universe shifts in your favor. High value, high status connections and opportunities aren't attracted to someone who's unsure of their worth. They're drawn to people who own it unapologetically. And let me tell you, from personal experience, when you prioritize your growth, you stop tolerating things that don't match your vibration. And that energy is super magnetic. Suddenly, opportunities start showing up out of nowhere. You're meeting people who get it, people who see your value and want to invest in you because they can feel the energy that you're radiating. Think about it. When you're in a low vibe space or around low vibe people, stuck in jobs, relationships, or habits that drain the life out of you, you're literally blocking your own blessings because you're so caught up in survival mode that there is no room for the universe to deliver what you actually deserve. But when you start making moves that align with the vision of your higher self, it's like the floodgates open. You're no longer just existing, you're thriving. And that's when the domino effect starts. The moment I cleared things out of my life that weren't mine to hold on to, things started falling into place. And suddenly I was having conversations with people who could connect me to bigger opportunities. I was walking into rooms that used to feel way out of my league until I realized I was exactly where I belonged. That's the magic of alignment. When you operate at a higher vibration, you attract situations, people, and opportunities that match that energy. The thing you have to watch out for on this part of the journey is that the higher you vibrate, the more people will want to be around you and project their desires onto you. You have to remain grounded and shielded in your own identity to stay in line with the path that was destined for you and you only. When your vibration is high, you're not just out here chasing money anymore. It starts chasing you. Why? Because money is energy and it loves clarity and confidence. The moment you get intentional about your life, whether that's cutting off toxic people, starting that business you've been dreaming about, or simply saying no to stuff that doesn't feel right, you're telling money that you're ready to handle it responsibly. And guess what? It shows up. Just like that, it starts showing up in ways that will have you shaking your head like, is this really my life right now? Even me personally, I haven't even reached my ceiling. I'm not even close to my ceiling if you ask me. But my life looks so different financially, spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, everything from the beginning of this year. 2024 was a year that I will forever remember as the year that I was born. I may have been born in the 90s, but 2024 was the year that I was truly born. When I say that raising your standards and aligning with your higher self is the key to wealth, I mean all kinds of wealth. Yes, we're talking about financial freedom, but also wealth in relationships, opportunities, and experiences. Imagine living a life where you're constantly in rooms with people who inspire you, challenge you, and open doors you didn't even know existed. That's what happens when you stop playing small. That's what happens when you decide, I'm worth more than this. And the truth is that there is no shortcut to this. You have to do the work. You have to get uncomfortable, walk away from what's holding you back, and make space for what's meant for you. But when you do, the rewards are next level. The domino effect of choosing yourself creates a ripple that touches every part of your life, your bank account, your friendships, and your sex life. Yes, we're going to go there. And your overall sense of purpose. So, if you're sitting there wondering why the life you want hasn't shown up yet, ask yourself, am I really aligned with it? Am I raising my vibration and getting serious about who I am and what I want? Because the moment you do, I promise you, the universe will start showing up for you in ways that feel like magic. Except it's not magic. It's you stepping into your power and saying, I'm ready for everything that's mine. Now, let's get real about how abundance and confidence translates into your sex life. When you boost your life financially and spiritually, your confidence skyrockets. You start to embody the attitude of someone who knows their worth, and that sheer confidence is magnetic in intimacy. When you're aligned with your authenticity and truly feel your best, it shows up in the bedroom 100%. You feel freer, looser, and more adventurous. That nervous energy fades because you're rooted in self-worth. You know what you bring to the table and your partner can feel it. Trust me, they can feel it. It drives them crazy because your energy says, I know exactly who I am and I'm here to enjoy this moment unapologetically. And here's the hidden gem. When you're confident, you naturally become a better lover. You're more willing to explore, communicate, and fully enjoy the experience. You're open to trying new things without fear of embarrassment because you know your worth. Imagine being so in tune with yourself that every kiss, touch, and movement radiates pure confidence through your entire body. I'm not just talking fluff. I'm literally telling y'all this level of intimacy is real, and that energy isn't just attractive, it's intoxicating. And let's talk about the physical. When you feel your best, your body responds. You're naturally wetter, more sensitive, more attuned to pleasure, and you're not holding back or overthinking. Instead, you're present and fully immersed in the moment. Your partner can sense this freedom, and it makes the experience electrifying for both of you because you're truly open and vulnerable. Your confidence creates a safe space for exploration, connection, and ultimate satisfaction. This is the kind of energy that makes intimacy unforgettable. And when you're this aligned, you're not just giving pleasure, you're receiving it in abundance. Your partner feels your worthiness and rises to meet it. They want to please you because your energy is irresistible. In fact, they're feeding off of it. Your magnetism becomes their drive, and they're not just showing up for you, they're showing up because the experience of your energy enhances them too. That's the power of confidence born from true abundance. Your confidence doesn't just transform you, it transforms the dynamic between you and your partner. When someone feels that you're truly comfortable with yourself, it removes the barriers to a true intimate connection. They're drawn to you because they're experiencing a version of intimacy that's rare, that's honest, unapologetic, and deeply fulfilling. It's not just physical, it's emotional, and it's mental. Your energy becomes the atmosphere they crave, and they're eager to give as much as they're receiving. Here's another layer to this. When you're confident and secure, you stop faking pleasure. You become more vocal about what you want, what feels good, and what doesn't. And this level of communication creates a feedback loop of satisfaction. Your partner is no longer just guessing what to do to you. They know exactly how to please you because you're not afraid to express your desires. And when you express your needs unapologetically, they feel empowered to fulfill them, which deepens the connection even further. Confidence also opens the door to experimentation. You're no longer holding back because your insecurities or fears of being judged. You're willing to try new things, push past boundaries, and explore desires you may have previously suppressed. That willingness is magnetic. Like literally imagine that you are with somebody in bed, both of y'all have y'all's walls down. You know how crazy it can get. It can get crazy. And imagine that all the time. Your partner feels your openness and it inspires them to match your energy, creating a space of mutual exploration and excitement. And let's be a little bit more explicit here. This kind of energy leads to the best sex of your life. I'm telling you. When you feel worthy, your body responds in ways that amplify pleasure. You're wetter because you feel more aroused, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. You're more sensitive because you're fully present, free of distractions or self-doubt. Your partner can feel this shift and it drives them crazy. They're not just turned on by your body, they're turned on by your confidence, your energy, and your willingness to show up fully in the moment. So, for a quick second, let's dive into some questions that viewers have had that are perfect to explore today. So I did ask some of y'all to send me questions. I asked on my socials, on all of them, I think. And I got a few. I'm going to run through a few of them real quick. So the first one is, one of you asked, how can I boost my confidence to improve intimacy? And well, confidence begins with knowing and owning your worth. First of all, start by celebrating your body and your achievements as is. Take time to truly appreciate yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Because when you feel good about yourself, that energy directly translates into intimacy. Practice speaking about your desires out loud, even if it's just to yourself at first, because the more comfortable you become with your own needs, the more confident you'll be in expressing them to a partner. The second question is, how are you attracting high-value people, and how can I do the same? And first things first, it starts with energy. When you align with your most authentic and empowered self, the right people naturally gravitate towards you. I've personally found that focusing on self-improvement, whether it's setting clear goals, staying accountable, or prioritizing my own happiness, creates a magnetic energy. High-value people recognize that energy and are drawn to it because they see potential in alignment. For you, it's about showing up as the best version of yourself and being unapologetic and authentic. High-value connections aren't about chasing. We don't chase, we attract, y'all. These kind of connections are about radiating the kind of energy that makes people want to invest in you in all areas. The last question I'm going to talk about is, one of you asked, how do I stop overthinking during intimacy and actually enjoy it? And this is such a relatable question. And the answer is presence. Overthinking often happens when you're too focused on how you look, what your partner is thinking, or whether you're doing everything right. To break out of that, practice grounding yourself in the moment. Focus on your senses, feeling what you're feeling, hearing, and experiencing in real time. And remind yourself that intimacy isn't about perfection, it's about connection. The more present you are, the more natural and enjoyable the experience becomes for both of you. It's not just about the physical pleasure, though. It's about the deeper satisfaction of showing up as your true self and being genuinely appreciated for it. That kind of connection just hits different. It creates a bond that goes beyond the moment, leaving you both feeling seen, energized, and wanting more. So here's the thing. When you level up your life, financially, spiritually, and emotionally, it changes everything, including your sex life. The alignment you build in other areas spills over into your intimate connections, making them more meaningful, deeper, and way more fulfilling than you ever imagined. Let's wrap this up with a reminder that will stick with you long after this episode. Confidence isn't just about how you carry yourself or the words you speak. It's about fully owning your worth in every area of life. Whether it's your career, your relationships, or your most intimate moments, the energy you bring shapes the experience. High-value connections, romantic, platonic, or professional, thrive when you show up as your authentic self, knowing exactly what you bring to the table. Now let's talk about the magic that happens when your financial and spiritual abundance align. That alignment creates ripple effects that touch everything, from the opportunities you attract to the way you connect with others, even in your most vulnerable moments. You're not just playing a role in your relationships, you're a force that drives them. Your energy is magnetic, transformative, and completely unstoppable when you own it in full. So as you step into this new week, I challenge you to ask yourself, where are you playing small? What would your life look like if you stopped settling and aligned with your highest self in every decision, interaction, and relationship? And how can you bring that same energy into the most personal parts of your life? Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being aligned. The more you embrace your authentic self, the more you'll attract people, opportunities, and experiences that meet you on that level. The world is waiting for the real version of you, unapologetic, powerful, and absolutely magnetic. Before we wrap, let me give you a glimpse of what's coming next time. In the next episode, I'll be sharing how I'm learning to stay true to myself while navigating relationships with people who may not align with where I'm headed. It's been a humbling journey to balance staying grounded in my growth while honoring the connections that have shaped me. I've been reflecting a lot on love and individuality. And recently, someone whose opinions I deeply value shared a perspective with me that truly opened my eyes. Losing yourself in love isn't inherently bad. It's about choosing who you lose yourself to. And while I agree wholeheartedly with that sentiment, it also deepened my belief that maintaining your individuality, no matter how in love you are, isn't non-negotiable. To me, individuality is the foundation of true happiness and lasting fulfillment in any relationship. I'll also talk about where I am in life right now. While I'm open to love and building meaningful connections, my focus is on creating happiness and unconditional love within myself first. I realize that the more aligned and whole I feel within, the more I can bring to any relationship, romantic or otherwise. We'll explore some of the spiritual teachings that are shaping my journey, like What I'm Learning from the Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer and Doing Good Better by William McAskill. These books have challenged me to rethink everything from emotional freedom to aligning my goals with deeper purpose. Most importantly, I'll share what I hope this podcast brings you, which is a space to find personal fulfillment, connection, and the courage to live a life that feels rich in every way, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually too. So if you've ever wondered how to maintain your authenticity while navigating relationships that challenge your growth, or if you're curious about how spiritual alignment can lead to a more abundant life, this next episode is for you. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time, stay confident, stay aligned, and always remember, you're wired to be rich in every sense of the word. You've got this.